StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Dayshi and Railgan here on Vaani Research Station. In the top side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Dayshi from Team Millennium and the nation of France. And in the bottom side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Railgan, hailing from Diva, who is a character from the Overwatch Blizzard game. Have not played a single second of it, but kind of got burned out on first-person shooters a while ago, especially the multiplayer variety. If there was a story, I might have hopped into it, but man, I don't have the time to get good at FPS games, and as a result, I just don't play them. So Dayshi here against Railgan, a fairly well-known professional Terran player. Again, part of Team Millennium, an excellent organization that Showtime belongs to. That, oh, now I'm forgetting. Who else is in Millennium? Showtime's in Millennium. And I want to say Petit Drogo, but that is completely wrong. Stefano, also incorrect. Let me know in the comments who I'm forgetting. But again, fantastic organization to be sure. Get the Reaper name list ready, as Dayshi does like to open Reapers. Again, this is on patch 3.8. Welcome aboard to the new patch. There have been things that have changed. I put patch notes in one of my Mid-Rank Madness casts last week. If you didn't see that, I'll put a link in the top right. And alright, got a name ready to go in case this is in fact a Reaper. Dayshi, let's do this thing. Ready, set, and go. It is a Reaper. So this Reaper's name is Ready the Reaper. So Vaani Research Station is a map that I have cast games on before. This is recent enough that I remember casting games on this back when my channel was new. I'll have to find a cast that I cast on this map and put it in the top right so you can just see how terrible I was back then and how different I sounded. But look at this very, very safe natural you can take. This is definitely a feature of this map. Both players have taken advantage of that. You cannot access it unless it's from the air. So Banshee openings are actually fairly common from Terran, or they used to be back in Heart of the Swarm when this thing was last available. So here comes Reaper Ready, or Ready Reaper, I suppose, trying to get into that Reaper Hall of Fame, of which there are two, maybe 3 entrants. I thought it had more than that, but no, it seems to be it's only 2. Whew, it takes a lot. You got to get like 5 drone kills, maybe save an SCV, get a perfect scout off, maybe live for the 5-10 minute mark, something like that. So we'll see if Dayshi's up to making Ready the hero of the Terran army that he wants to be. Actually, he's going all the way home because, oh shoot, early lings from Railgan. Early lings here at the front door trying to knock down that supply depot, but guess what? SCVs can out-repair 2 lings, right? Right, let's take a look here. 2-7, 2-7... 8? Yep, there's our 8. So just barely can out-repair the DPS of 2 lings. Can 1 SCV, that seems fine. KD8 charge thrown down. Gonna kite these slow lings forever, and they will die. Or maybe not, if one runs away in the correct direction and can juke this Reaper. No, Ready Reaper's mad right now. He wants to kill these lings. So essentially, he did manage to save the natural base. Nope, that's the main base. That is the door into the main base. I keep forgetting. The front door is at the main because the natural's back here. Looks like it's going to be, oh, double Cyclone. Yes, upgraded Cyclone, changed Cyclone. Anyway, I've seen some complaints on Reddit about how the Cyclone is not as good as it could be. But again, that is one person's opinion, although that post did have like 800 upvotes. I don't know, so I don't know what to say, in all honesty. So here comes the Cyclones. They have been changed quite a bit. They now have a new attack. We're going to follow these guys for a minute. That is Tornado Blaster. That has a weapon speed of 0.1. That is the fastest weapon speed in the game. Damage 3 versus armored 5 and a range of 4. So they do hit armored really hard. They're good at getting stationary targets. The problem is that when things start to kite them, roaches, stalkers start to kite, the Cyclone has to fire and then start moving. It cannot fire while moving, and then it takes a second for that additional attack to come in. It's not as fast as it is for stalkers or, whoa, what are you doing, Reaper? Still has 2 kills. Or for roaches, and so it has a hard time in kiting situations. Good against buildings, though, because buildings cannot move, right? They can't run away. Still has the lock-on ability, but that only affects air units and does way less damage than it used to, down from 400 to 160. So move speed was increased. Cyclones are a little bit faster, as you can see here as well. So Cyclone and Hellions. Looks like a mech opening here from Dayshi. Oh, there's that Banshee. There's that Banshee I was talking about. Just so fun to drop over here and try to harass this lair. Is that a... Nope, that's a Spire. I was going to say Spore Crawler coming up. Nope. Spire coming up, third base here for the Railgan. 38 to 43 Harvesters. Railgan feeling pretty good about things. Ready? No! Ready gets murdered here in the natural base. There was nowhere for him to go. Nowhere for him to go. He might have killed 3 lings, but I think one of those Cyclones actually got the other one. Yep. So got 2 Ling kills, some good scouting information, but does not make the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, Ready Reaper, as the camera tries to track both these Hellions and these Cyclones, just gives up and follows the Cyclones instead. Banshee here makes its presence known by killing a Ling Hellions, leading the charge. Do they have the blue flame? They do not. It is not being researched either. Armory on the way. Additional factories coming in here as well. Harassing this third base are these Hellions. They're not very good at taking down bases, it turns out. Cyclones, can they? There it is. There's that firing mechanism. Banshee here as well. Cyclones, focus down the hatch. There it is. Look at that thing go. Oh, getting distracted. Getting distracted again by these queens. Railgun doing a good job trying to save his third base. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Lings come in. They get a nice surround. Good Ling response here from Railgun. One Cyclone dies. The other Cyclone getting targeted down as well, but is still alive, definitely. The Banshee dies to the queens. Cyclone does manage to... No, this Cyclone dies. Oh, the Cyclone dies. This queen has 2 kills. The mutas start coming out, and Railgun has saved his third base. Oh, Dayshi, a nice little timing attack there with some Hellions, a Banshee, and some Cyclones. Did not do as much damage as he wanted to. Resources lost, definitely favoring the Zerg. 900 minerals lost for each player, but 350 gas out the window for Dayshi at this point. Liberators coming in here, and I think their damage was... Yes, their extra damage versus light was removed. So they don't have that anymore. So they're not as good against mutas as they used to be, which is a problem because Railgun has mutas. Railgun's mutas are out, going to harass this third base that's trying to land. Nope, going right for that mineral line instead. Here come the Liberators, still doing splash damage. Ah, pretty good magic boxing there on those mutas. Taking down a Liberator, but actually 2 Liberators. But I think might end up losing all but one of these mutas. The other one is going to retreat to fight another day with all of like 5 hit points to its name. 4th base on the way for Railgun, doing a good job attacking and expanding at 62 to 57 total harvesters. Thor is here. Still has the high impact payload ability, and I think, did they mess with the Thor's damage versus light? I want to say maybe they did a little bit. I need to have those patch notes just like sitting on my other screen, I think is what I need. 60 to 65 harvesters. 4th base just about to pop for the Railgun, but 3rd base is happily up for Dayshi as well. So Muta heading all the way back home. What else we're going to do? What else? Ah, there are the Hydras out of Railgun. We've seen Zerg players use these in every Zerg match so far in 3.8. I think we're going to see them quite a bit in the future. Evolved Groove Spines coming out for the Hydras, increasing their attack range by 2 instead of the 1 that Muscular Augments used to do, and then the speed is 25% increase there for the Augment upgrade. Moving in is Dayshi with these Hellions, beginning Blue Flame, but not quite here yet. Liberators trying to kill an Overseer. Takes them forever, though. Against single targets, they're so bad. They are super mega bad. Thor trunching his way down here. Liberators trying to set up at this 4th base. There's nothing to harass, unfortunately. And is there any blue up here? Why are you heading home? I do not see any mutas you need to worry about. Liberators coming all the way down, trying to get this nat or this 3rd base, but that Hydra count is right there. And they have that 7 range. So the range on defender mode is... Ooh, careful. I don't know. Is there a range they can... So if it's 7, is the range of defender mode by 2? I don't know. I want to see this. I really want to see, as 2 more Liberators are here at the natural base, while there's a Hive already up for Railgun at the 8-minute mark. Just going mass Hydra at this point. Killing a couple drones are these Liberators. Spore Crawler moves to assess the threat. Both Liberators do manage to survive here, and coming a little bit too close, Liberator is going to get killed by these Hydras and these Queens. A bit of a mistake there by Dayshi, I would say. And Vipers coming in for the Railgun as well, and Liberators trying to find a place where they can attack, freely. I mean, let's see. Hydra. Okay, so the Hydras do have to come inside the circles of death to get these Liberators, so that's good. That is good for Terran. Setting up at this 3rd base, killing a bunch of drones at this point. 7 have been killed so far at 76 to 72. Meanwhile, Hellions with the blue flame making a run by here at the 4th base, roasting them drones right on up. Liberators both dead. To the Hydras, though, just too many are there. So many drones getting barbecued, though. 16 drones, and can the Hellions survive? The answer is going to be no! The range on the Hydra is a little bit too much there. 4th base on the way for Dayshi. He's got tanks, he's got Thors. He's got 3 tanks, actually, which is great. That increased damage versus armored is real, ladies and gents, and actually increased damage overall. Wasn't it 35 to 40, even against non-armored? Hellion Blue Flame here in the 3rd base as well. Swarm Host here for Railgun. Swarm hosts are immediately, let's see, what did they do? Oh, the Locusts. The Locusts were changed. Yep, so the Locusts do less damage than they used to, but their swoop range was increased, which means that they stay in the air and come down a little sooner than they used to, because when they're in the air, they're defenseless, and that's a good time for Terran or Protoss to shoot them out of the sky before they get onto the ground. So now they swoop from a further out distance when they can attack. Once they hit that ground a little bit sooner, makes them a little bit more viable than they used to be. Although, I don't know, we've seen Swarm hosts be pretty viable, even in the last patch towards the end. So I'm not sure this buff was entirely necessary. But Railgun's going to make use of it nonetheless. Hellions trying to come on in here. Triple abduct on those Hellions. What? 2 Vipers very pleased with themselves in that situation. More Hellions coming in, trying to get up inside the main. There are Hydras here too, though. There are so many Hydralisks. 27 Hydras, 3 Swarm Hosts, and 2 Vipers is pretty much the army composition that Railgun is working with. Meanwhile, tank count, insane. 14 tanks on the ground for Dayshi. Great choice at this point. Going for those tanks. I don't know if you want to come in here, Railgun. He's moving right in here with the Hydras. Tank splash on top of everything, though, and Railgun says, nope. No. We're not getting inside the minimum range of that tank splash. Absolutely not. Vipers, maybe with an abduct, possibly? Yep, there's one abduct. One tank dies, another abduct, another tank dies, but the Vipers are gone as there is Viking support here for Dayshi. All right. Very impressed by that one for sure. Out of the Dayshi. Hellions moving in as well. The multitasking for Dayshi, super impressive. Greater Spire on the way for the Railgun. Splitting up Hellions to address this 5th base in the very middle here. The rest of them trying to get inside the main, but instead they all mostly die and don't kill anything whatsoever. However, a few more drones here dying at the 5th base. 25 drones have been killed at 74 to 76 total harvesters. Dayshi looking good. Dayshi almost maxed out. 191 to 180 total supply. Greater Spire coming in here. Broodlord was not changed. Blue Flame Hellion again coming in here. This is what you got to do if your mech is just keep that worker count down. Roast up them drones. Don't worry about losing Hellions. They're minerals. They're essentially cheap to you anyway. Moving in, though, is Dayshi with the rest of his army. Tanks trying to set up in siege mode, and Hydras coming in from all directions. Swarm hosts swooping in from that increased distance, getting right on top of everything. Can the tanks handle this thing? No. Hydras finishing everybody off. An absolute stomping there by Railgun. Going to chase all the way back home. There's a planetary fortress here. There are a couple tanks here as well. Swarm hosts don't want to die. Hydras don't give a crap. Look at this. Hydras just walking right on into these tanks. +2/+2 on these Hydras, mind you. Vikings have increased damage against mechanical, but not against Hydralisks. That is for sure. More Hellions here at the 5th base, roasting up all of these drones. Lings coming in, trying to respond, actually doing a pretty good job in that situation for sure. How are the upgrades on our stuff? +1 vehicle, no plus armor on these guys yet. Working on it, but not quite there yet. Swarm host, 2 of them dropping locusts here at the 3rd base. Gonna get right on top of those tanks, and let's see how long they last. Okay, couldn't even kill anything there. But the 4th base is gone. Oh, Dayshi losing the 4th base. Rough place to be. All the SCVs are running for their lives. 3rd base is still up and running, but it's essentially 5 bases to 3 at this point. 64 to 80 harvesters. Railgun making corruptors. Mules being called down, but that just mines out your 3rd base faster. Trying to replant his 4th along this left side, I think is where this orbital command is going. Again, Hellions roasting them up. 47 drones killed thus far. More, 51, 53 drones killed at this point in time, but it's still 69 to 64 harvesters. Railgun has that lead. I don't think he's planning on relinquishing that anytime soon. Replacing the drones as quickly as he loses them, getting 3 Broodlords, +1 flyer attack on the way, +3 missile attack. These Hydras are scary. They are scary. Not taking that extra damage from tanks makes a lot of sense. The extra armor they get with Carapace Upgrade 2 and the range they have just means you get a bigger concave, is really what it means for Hydras. They can attack from a distance, they get a bigger concave instead of a smaller one as they have to come up close to the mech army. So Dayshi, tank count is actually back up and fairly impressive. 13. He has lost 22 so far in the game, so that's not a good look. Resources lost about 19,000 for Terran and about 14,000 for Zerg. Hydras running around like they own the joint, and they kind of do. Swarm hosts, still 2 of them on the map. Broodlords are coming to assault that 4th base. Dayshi feeling pretty happy with himself, getting the 4th as a 6th is on the way for Railgun at this gold base all along the left side. Hydras trying to take out those missile turrets, but no, the tank positioning pretty good, forcing those Hydras back. Another 3 Broodlords Morphing on in. The other 3, where do those Vikings go? The Viking count's still pretty good, though. I don't know, Dayshi. I don't know about that. I mean, you're doing pretty well. The Broodlords are dying. Hydra's trying to come on in, but without the Broodlord support, I just don't know at this point. The Hydras are getting dangerously low in number. But 3 Broodlords are still here. The remaining Hydras on the ground get taken out. 2 Vikings remaining. I think he could have babysat those Vikings a little bit better. But in the end, the Broodlords are going to get taken down at some point. Oh, no, 3 more came in. Oh, no, I don't know if there's enough DPS to do this thing. Corruptor's in this guy, getting rid of the Vikings as well. Is he double pumping Vikings? He is double pumping Vikings. The Broodlord's breaking on through. Oh, no, more Vikings coming in. They do not have plus attack upgrades, which I feel like Dayshi would be desperate to have at this point. We're breaking new command center. Does not even cancel it right now. The Broodlord's causing huge problem. More Hydras coming up here as well. The Hydras trying to get rid of the Vikings in the air. The tank's trying to get rid of the Hydras. It is a game of paper, rock, scissors. At this point, the Viking count, I don't know if it is enough. This Broodlord has 5 kills, and there's nothing to stop it right now. Vikings continuing to come out of that starport, but this guy, man, just takes forever to be killed. More groups of Hydras coming in at the same time. Broodlord harassing that 4th base for a distance, sieging that right on up. The Hydras walking right up here into the 3rd base as well, just stutter-stepping their way, melting supply depots. It is not going to supply block Dayshi at any point here because it is 146 to 94 total supply. Vikings trying to bait the Hydras into this tank. They refuse to take the bait. Refinery ends up getting destroyed here as well. This base has a single Broodlord and a single Hydra attacking it, the 3rd. Dayshi is happily mining from it. Widowmine's getting some shots off. Tank Hellbats trying to burn these guys up, but no, it's just not enough. It's not enough. A lot of Hydras have died, but there are just too many coming. The economy is a little bit too overwhelming for Railgan at this point. Hydras are at the front door. Supply depots coming up. Tank on the high ground, and that's it. Dayshi leaves the game. Railgan is victorious. And Zerg with the victory today. Woohoo! That was an exciting match for sure. Again, it's hard to win if you lose 60 drones. Look at that. Railgun lost 60 drones. Dayshi only lost 26, and he lost the game. Resources lost, looking at about 33,000 for the Terran, about 28,000 for the Zerg. But in the end, it was just the Hydra is a little bit more tanky than you would expect. The damage done, 15 damage, weapon speed 0.54, range of 7 adds up quite a bit. And yeah, the Broodlord tech switch kind of caught Dayshi by surprise. He tried to make Vikings, but he lost a lot of Vikings in that game. 22 Vikings, 96 Hydras died. It's not like they were invincible. But I think the economy for Railgun was just a little bit too much. Every time Dayshi roasted up a group of drones, Railgun replaced them immediately, continued expanding, was not put off or deterred by those Hellions at all. So great game by both of these players, but Railgun gets the victory. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.